All right, on to our next game. Cal, after a heartbreaker last weekend against Miami, will travel to number 22 Pittsburgh. This is a Saturday 3:30 p.m. game on ESPN. Pittsburgh is a 3.5 point favorite. The total's pretty high, Mac, at 59.5. Pitt leads the all-time series 3-2. These two have not played since 1966, Mac. It's
Wow,
been
it was a good
a
year. It
minute.
was a good year.
Yeah. I guess. It's been a minute since Cal and Pittsburgh have played, and you have so many factors here. Do we trust Pitt? That's kind of the question. They're ranked, they're 5-0. They went on the road and looked a bit shaky, but they beat UNC. And then for Cal, coming off the best offensive game they've played all season,
Right.
but also how do they mentally recover, Mac, from
Yeah.
giving that game back and giving it away to Miami?
Right.
There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there really is. And 2 games in a row now where you just felt like Cal should have won, could have won, and they didn't. Against Florida State, certainly 14-9.
Mhm.
Ugh, just a gross game. And then, of course, Miami being up as many as 25 points at one point and can't get it done. So where are they mentally? I'm interested to see. Traveling back across the country up to Pittsburgh, doing all these things. I know that, these one-offs, we're like, oh, it's no big deal, but it's going to start adding up, I think. It
Adding
is going
up.
to start playing a factor as we get deeper into this season. I have to think that, have to believe that. And again, just seeing what they look like because, offensively, as you mentioned, that was their best performance by far. And I don't want to be disrespectful, but it was a little fluky. It was a little bit of, how is this happening? What am I looking at? When you saw the chunk plays, the big plays, like if you look at the box score, Jay Knott had 5 rushing yards. If I
Yeah,
see that, there's no way in heck I'm thinking Cal scores 30 plus.
I
There's
know.
no possible way. But they did, and they picked up big yards, through the air, whether it was a dink and then take off or making some things happen downfield. I don't know if you get that lucky twice. And I think a little bit of the losing streak sets in. I think Pittsburgh is really good. I think this offense, the tempo, what we've seen from Eli Holsting and his running ability, but clearly what he does with his arm and just the versatility of weapons in space. I think that's hard back to back. Like Miami, obviously a different monster. And then these guys back to back at their house. I feel really good about Pittsburgh and them continuing their bout. They're battle tested. You've got a couple of Big 12 teams. You had your first ACC game. You're scoring a ton of points. Just look like a different team. I think that Pitt wins this comfortably. I think that number is a little low, to be honest.
I think it is a little low, even though Cal looked great. Like, yes, I get what you're saying, Mac, that game felt a little fluky, but it still happened, and they still
Yeah.
put up all those points. My question for you, Mac, from a game plan perspective, we talked
Mm.
about how Cal got so many chunk plays because it felt like Miami brought the house and Cal
Right.
got the ball out quick. Mendoza made really good decisions. He got the ball out quick to his athletes in space, and they were able to go. If you're Pittsburgh, even though we know they are known to be a very aggressive defensive team, do you
Right.
blitz less? Do you just
No.
kind of hang back and say, let's not give them a chance to have
Yeah. Yeah.
mismatches. Just beat our base defense, if you will.
Yeah.
That's at least where I would start because that's how Cal did it. They were
Right.
able to evade the blitz and just get the ball out quickly.
Well, at the end of the day, yeah, I hear totally what you're saying, but Pittsburgh's base defense is blitz, right? Like
I know.
that's what they're
That's
doing.
why that's why
Yeah.
I'm asking the question because it would be so
Right.
different for
Yeah.
Pittsburgh to do that.
It would be.
I guess
It
they
would be.
don't.
And it would be. Yeah. I think they do what they do. And, they're
Okay.
7th right now in the ACC in sacks. They're 7th as well in interceptions. I mean, they're getting their hands on the football. They're sending, pressures. They're right in the middle of the pack with forced fumbles as well. They're going to play aggressive. Now, I don't think by any stretch of the imagination, the calling card of this Pittsburgh team is the defense, like it has been in prior
Correct.
years.
It's flipped.
But certainly it's just what they're going to do, and it's who they're going to be. We'll see. I mean, they love to play quarters. They love to play man, or play quarters, make it look like man. And they're going to do their thing. So I don't think they adjust. I think that they're confident in their game plan. And again, I don't know, KG. I would be utterly shocked if Cal has the same type of success
Hmm.
offensively as they did against Miami. It was, I mean, I just was watching that like, how does this keep happening? How is this
Yeah.
happening? I mean, you're talking about multiple 50-yard completions, multiple 30-yard completions, something we have not seen all year. And it just so happened in their biggest game or most attention game, of the season.
Well, if it happens again, then maybe we say
And maybe I'll
it's
believe it.
fluky. Maybe they because
Right.
they have been playing a good portion of the season without a healthy Jaden Ott until
Correct.
the game against Miami. Jaden Ott is a massive weapon for Cal. Desmond Reed is an
So good.
incredible weapon for Pittsburgh. He has just been all over the place, catching it, running it. He's so much fun to watch. Mac, I
Yeah.
know we're doing underdog in a second, but I will tell you, I'm still debating on my picks. But to me, the easiest pick of the whole weekend
You got one
is
for us? Come on.
Desmond Reed higher than point 0.5 rushing or receiving touchdowns.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is happening.
Great point. Great call.
That is
Great call.
happening. And if it was just rushing, maybe
Sure.
you shy away from it. But the fact that it's rushing and receiving, I absolutely love it. I
Load it up.
think Pitt gets it done. It feels like I'm still curious and wondering if I fully trust Pittsburgh, but
Mhm.
because of the situation Cal's coming off of and because of this new look Pittsburgh offense, I'm going to take Pitt. And I want to add this ridiculous stat that intern Nick gave us. Cal is 0-8 when allowing 22 or more points since the 2023 season. So over the last 2
Yeah.
years, they are
That'll do it.
0-8 when allowing over 22 points per game. Pitt is going to score over 22 points in
For
this.
sure. For sure. Yeah. I feel very confident in the number. I think, again, it's going to be a challenge. Eli Holstein going against this really good pass defense. I mean, they're number one, in
Yeah.
the conference, up there in the country in passes intercepted. So you got to be careful. But I think that he finds a way. He's pushing the ball downfield. He's averaging like over 10 yards per an attempt, not per completion, per attempt. So he's going to do that. They're going to find their guys. They're going to do what they do. And again, I think they capitalize and stay on this win streak. They're streaking, baby.